Hi guys, this is Tracy with Inside Pool Magazine. Well, I'm at it again, but I'm actually back in Missouri. Apparently, they grow some amazing pool players in the state of Missouri. I have a 15-year-old coming out of the state of Missouri. His name is Landon. He's got a 525 Fargo, guys. That's pretty sporty. Well, I'm going to let you guys meet him in just a second. I'm going to run his promo video, and then we're going to get started with this interview. He's one amazing kid's got a lot of trophies, and he also has one fantastic sponsor. Next up, Landon Memberg. Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
Landon, will you introduce yourself, please? Age, where you're from, what school you go to, and your APA and Fargo rating.
Yes, my name's Landon Memberg. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I play at Teachers, and my Fargo is 525.
Awesome. What's the last tournament you've played in, Landon?
I played in the APA Junior Championships at St. Louis, Missouri at the Renaissance Hotel.
Awesome. How was your experience there at the Renaissance?
It was a good place. A lot of kids were there. It was very jam packed at first, but it was a really fun place. They did raffles for the kids. The kids had a really fun time. There was a lot of booths where you can buy things, and it was just fun to be at.
Awesome. Awesome. This is Landon's stepfather, Corey. Corey reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and told me about this fantastic child. And I just had a couple of questions for Corey. Then I'm going to let him run off because Landon really doesn't need a supervisor for this, I don't think. I think he's got it. How did you think Landon did while he was over at the Renaissance this past weekend?
I thought he did pretty good. He played some pretty good players. There's a few things where he could have, slowed down and capitalized or whatnot, but he already knows that. I mean, he knows it when it happens, and he's ranked higher than me for a reason.
Right, right. It was a long grind for some of these kids. How did he do? Do you think he does mentally? Because a lot of these kids, they get that tired, especially they've been up since 9 o'clock in the morning and it's getting on into like 12. How does he handle those mental and physical pressures when he's at these events? Do you think he's handling them well for his age?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've gone to tournaments before where we get up at 9 in the morning and he will last all day like the Energizer Bunny. We'll go to bed at midnight, get up the next morning, no problem. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Good. From when he first started playing until now, have you noticed the growth that he has done over the past few years? Do you think his mental and physical ability on the tables have improved?
Yeah, most definitely. So he started playing when he was just before he turned 12 years old, and he went into APA juniors as a 4, and he quickly moved up within 2 years to a 6, and then he was a 7, and then they just put him as an 8.
Wow. So he's definitely one of those sponges. Not to toot his horn there or anything. Do you think that he has a natural talent for the game?
I do.
Fantastic. Well, I will let you go and get some things done, Corey, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. We'll just focus on Landon here. Thank you so much for the comments. They were very useful.
Thank you.
Okay, Landon, let's get started there, buddy. So you started playing when you were around 11, 12 years old, from what Corey said?
Yes.
Do you remember what sparked your curiosity with the game of pool?
I mean, to be honest, it was kind of one of those weird things. We built this room, and this used to be my garage. And he said if he wanted to get a pool table, I wanted a foosball table. I didn't know what pool was, and then he bought one, and then I started playing. I ended up playing more and more, and then he brought me into an APA league, and that's when things started to just go from there.
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad he bought the pool table, or I wouldn't have met you there, kiddo.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who has been your biggest motivator or support system so far?
I mean, one, got to go with my stepdad, and then got to say my whole family, my grandparents, my mom, my dad, and everyone in that system has been really helpful throughout this whole process.
Well, I'm glad you've got a strong support system. Do you have your home pool room? Have they been very helpful with the tournaments for you guys over there so far?
For sure. For
Good.
sure. It's helped me improve a lot.
So a huge shout out to teachers over in that area. You guys are doing a fantastic job with these juniors. Inside Pool really appreciates you guys doing that for these kids. What has been your biggest accomplishment so far in your career, in this short career you've had?
I went out to Vegas in March, and me and my stepdad played in the BCA Scotch Double World Championships, and we ended up taking first place, and we won.
Awesome.
So I definitely say that.
So you're pretty comfortable with the Scotch doubles type of theme. So I look forward to you playing in the junior championships out of St. Louis. Well, I want to see how you fare. So, do you have a professional favorite player?
Definitely Shane Van Boning. I met him in Vegas. I actually took a picture of him. He came up to the fans room, and he was just playing people just for fun. Even though he was literally playing in tournaments and stuff, he just came down to the practice room and just was playing with people.
He's a fantastic man. I haven't had the opportunity to sit down and speak with him extensively or anything, but I've run into him a few times at some of these tournaments, and he's a very, very nice man. Very nice man. And boy, can he play. I look forward to meeting him in a couple of days. I'll be heading over to Birmingham, Alabama for the World Games to watch the billiards competition. So I'll see if I can grab a couple of photos there for you, Landon.
Okay.
Let's see. What has been your biggest lesson so far in pool?
Definitely to control anger. I used to all the time when I thought I was so amazing and I do miss a shot or something, I used to get so mad. But people around me just taught me just to calm down and move on with it. And it actually helps you focus a lot more.
Absolutely. Joey Gray, I had asked him about, how the kids are doing with controlling their emotions when they play pool. And he had an interesting story that he told me. He had a child that just got really bent out of shape because he couldn't do what Joey had asked. And basically what he said was, you get 30 seconds. You walk away from the table. You take that 30 seconds to be upset, and then you forget it. It goes away. Just get rid of it. And then it's focus and do what you have to do. And a lot of us forget to take a deep breath. It's not the end of the world, and let's keep going. So you're headed in a good direction there, Mr. Landon.
Thank you.
What is one tournament would you like to attend, and why?
I wanted to play when I went out to Vegas. I wanted to play in some of the pro events, like CSI type of stuff. I definitely say that is the main thing I wanted to play in so far.
Okay. Well, achievements can be done. Mr. Eric Roberts went out there as well. Didn't think he was going to get an invite, and boy, did they shock him. And the kid can play. Do you know who I'm talking about, Eric Roberts?
Yes.
So, you keep those dreams alive, kiddo. They're there for a reason. I promise you. After high school, do you intend on furthering your education? If so, what would your major be?
Yes, I definitely plan on going to college, and I definitely plan on being an IT technician, something my dad did, and I really looked after that. I find it interesting.
It is. any career that boosts your knowledge and keeps you focused is actually a good thing, because you can instill those things when you're playing pool as well. So
Yes.
absolutely nice. And we need more IT guys. I'm constantly breaking things, so at least I'll have a guy in my pocket. Have your grades ever suffered from playing in any of these tournaments or these big events?
At first, they kind of did go down a little bit, but towards the now, I can just balance it out. This time I do homework. This time I play pool. Got my priorities straight.
Awesome. You're learning quite quickly. I admire that. That shows that you know what's important. Pool can wait sometimes. It can wait sometimes. Awesome. I like the honesty too. That's the reason why I like doing these interviews with the younger generation. They're extremely honest. How have you handled the pressures associated with pool so far, physically and mentally?
With pool, I think I definitely handled the pressure well. I mean, I'm not really the type to really get nervous or get pressured during things. And I definitely think practicing more, playing more, getting to know more people has helped me in my game. And I feel pressure just doesn't really affect me much. But when you get in those situations, sometimes it does. But I think I've handled it very well.
Good. Do you, when you're at these events, especially leaving St. Louis, did you have any kids that ask you any questions about how you handled yourself on the table?
Not about specifically how I handled myself, but I had a few people ask me how it's been, how did I do it, how nerve-wracking it was, or things like that. And I just tell them keep a level head, expect the worst, and then do what you do, play how you play, and results.
Awesome.
Let's go from there.
Good advice to some of these kids, because some of them are fairly young. I know one of my youngest players was 8. And, it's tough, especially if you're growing up in the pool industry. It's tough. So thank you for doing that for the kids. That shows a lot of class, Landon. Shows a lot of class. Do you currently have a practice regime that you follow?
Not, I'd say a certain one, but I do try to play about 3 hours a day right now. I try to work on things that I notice in my game that are not up to par, or just things that are all the way down there for me, like some safety shots, some certain English shots, things like that.
Do you have a particular player that you try to, there's a lot of videos out there. Do you have a particular player that you hone into or watch?
I do watch a lot of Shane, but I also do watch a guy named Alvin, who's Shane, I'm pretty sure his name is.
Mr. O'Shawn, yes. Phenomenal player. Absolutely. Can't go wrong with that one. That's for sure. I mean, look at how many tournaments he's won. Man's a monster on the table. So how many hours do you think you spend a week on practice?
Say around 18. Sometimes I go to my dad just on Tuesdays. He doesn't really have a pool table, but I mean, I spend a bunch of time on the pool table.
So your free time when you're not out being a teenager is spent on the table?
Absolutely.
Because I don't expect you to spend your entire life on the pool table. So I know you have other things you'd rather do. Okay, let's see. Important question. Do you feel the junior players have the support that they need from the media, the tournament directors, the venues, especially, tournament-wise? Do you think we're doing enough for you kids, or do you think we could do better?
I think it's definitely improved more over the past years, and I think the stuff that you're doing is absolutely amazing for the kids. But I definitely feel like there definitely could be more that could be put on, more advertisements, more tournaments, more big events for the kids than there is right now. But everyone's doing a good job making an effort to do that, so we appreciate it.
Thank you for the honesty. Thank you. I mean, in order for us to try to help, we need to know what we need to do. as you probably know, us adults, we get sidetracked with our lives.
Yes.
And you guys have to speak up, and that's what I'm here for. I'm giving you guys a platform where you can voice your opinions and feel safe doing it, because I'm not going to criticize you. I want to hear what you have to say, and the honesty is very well taken. Let's see. If you could fast forward 10 years from now, where do you see yourself in the billiards industry?
The billiards industry, I see myself still playing pool, hopefully at that professional level, going to tournaments, traveling, being the best player I can, and seeing what happens in life from that point.
Okay, that's cool. Do you have any plans, maybe in the near future, would there be a tournament overseas that you would like to play in?
Oh, there's definitely some, like any, like not as like specific country, but I mean all like the open tournaments, like the big pro open tournaments, stuff like that. I think those are cool because anybody can play, anybody can win.
Right. Like I think Shane played in the China Open a few times, and
Yeah.
you have the UK Open. There's a lot of fantastic events overseas, and that I would look forward to seeing you on one of those tours. Nick DeLeon, my co-host on my regular podcast, Billiard Talk, he has been traveling trying to get on the Moscone Cup, so he's gotten to see quite a bit. He'll be going to the German Open here soon, so I look forward to seeing that. What advice would you give to newcomers of the game of billiards?
Just the main thing is make sure you're happy doing it. If you're not happy doing it, you will absolutely hate pool if you just push it on yourself.
Right.
And you will give up very fast. So make sure to always stay positive. Make sure you actually want to do it. When you need a break, take the break. When you want to play as much as you can. But always just stay calm, play like you do, and things will happen.
You got a good attitude there, Landon. Okay, let's see. And the big question, if you could speak to someone with unlimited funds, say Donald Trump gave me a giant bag of money and before he gets all of his money taken away from him, just a joke, guys, I'm just playing. Somebody handed me a big bag of money and said, you know what, give Landon a little piece of that money. Now, you can't spend it on yourself. You have to put it somewhere. Where would you put that money?
I definitely put it into definitely junior tournaments and making sure the kids can get all the recognition that they can possibly get for what they do, because this, believe it or not, pool is a very, very hard-working sport. You have to put a lot of time in to be great. So
yes, you do. Fantastic. Are there any other billiard games that you play besides 9-ball and 8-ball, Landon?
yes, I do play 10-ball and one pocket. Definitely, I play that a lot. I play one pocket the most on 9-foot tables at my place teachers.
Impressive. Have you played any like 14.1 or anything like that, Banks?
Yes, my friend Mike, he always has something new with one pocket or something new with a game because he loves playing anything not 8 or 9-ball. So
right. It gives you a little more of a challenge. So I'm impressed that you play one pocket. I'm hoping maybe we'll get some. There is one pocket event that's coming up for juniors. I'll have to find the flyer for you. It may be a travel issue for you right now, but hopefully we can try to get some of these tournaments started in some of these states that you guys live in and change them up a little bit so you guys are learning a little more than just 8-ball and 9-ball. So hopefully that's what we'll do. And the viewers would love to know what's in Landon's case.
okay.
Would you like to show me what you have?
Yes. So I have all OB stuff, but here.
Could you tell me why OB?
I got sponsored by OB when I went to Vegas. I got sponsored by them, so gotta have all this stuff.
Want an OBQ, they can contact you, Landon?
Yes, if anybody wants one, I can sell them. I get a discount. It goes into an account for my junior travel and expenses, just so I can go to all these tournaments.
Thank you so much, OBQs. Go ahead and show us what you've got, sir.
So I have a shaft that's called the Fusion shaft, an OB shaft. It's a wood shaft, but they drill 28 inches in and put a carbon fiber tube in it. So it's actually played like a carbon fiber shaft.
Cool.
And then the bottom is actually Brazilian rosewood, very, very rare wood.
It's pretty.
And very expensive. So
very nice. Very
Mhm.
nice. And thank you for explaining that, because a lot of people wouldn't know that.
And I have my break cue. This is a Quake. People at OB are all about science. The guy, Jeremy, he's all about science, and Amy. And what their, I'd say, deal is they like lighter break and jump cues, because they think when you push a ball, it'll go more over using science. So they have a very light cue here. It's called the Quake is the shaft. They have this in black and blue, but my blue one's not in yet, so I can't really show you yet. But this is actually a very, very good break cue. And you can jump with this over like a full table ball, even though they have their own jump cue. They just like not doing both at once. They think you should focus on more of just one break cue and one jump cue itself. So.
Okay. Very good information for our fans out there that are curious about the OB brand.
And this is their jump cue. I actually have both of these. This is the blue that the break would come in.
Nice.
It'd be the same color. And what's good about these is how light they are. I mean, I really, to be honest, when I went to Vegas, I was not the greatest at jumping at all. And first time I tried it, I literally jumped over the ball easily, and I actually hit the cue ball over the table and jumped so far.
Fantastic.
And they just said I had to hit it soft. I hit it soft. This is probably the easiest jump cue there is. And if you take this part off, then this will cause you to dart. This means you could dart the ball easier. Then this is for more of like your jacked up type of shot. So,
well, maybe you
it's
can
really
show
cool
us a
trick.
couple of those.
Maybe I can.
I like putting the kids on the spot to see how if they cave or they rise to the occasion. Normally they rise to the occasion, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I might be able to.
So Landon's going to hit some balls for us, and I'm going to pull myself on out of here so that he can describe what he was saying earlier about jumping over the balls. This way you guys get a better view. So I'm going to pull myself out while he's setting himself up for these shots. So remember, guys, Landon Works he's sponsored by OBQ. So if you guys need an OBQ, then you can contact me, Landon, or his stepfather, and I will give you that information at the end of the podcast. That way you guys know how to contact any of us, actually. My Facebook page is under Tracy Lerma or Inside Pool Diva. I have 2 accounts, so if you need to contact me, either one of those will work. You can also contact me on my fan page, which is Tracy the Diva, in quotes, Lerma, and then one of my representatives will get back to you and we'll get you that information on those OBQs. Also, Landon and a couple of his buddies are doing a fundraiser for an event that's coming up. And Landon, would you like to tell the fans about that, a little bit about that, sir?
So the fundraiser we're doing for about 4 kids, and 4 kids, including me, and we're just trying to raise money for us to go to these tournaments out of state and just try to get all the money we can. We're doing something at Teachers on September 17th. We're doing tournaments. We're going to barbecue. We're going to do all that stuff. We're going to do silent auctions. We're going to raffle off stuff, whether it can be a queue, whether it can be just random things. We got a couple salons giving out massages and stuff like that. We got a bunch of stuff.
I will check my schedule, sir, and if my schedule will allow it, I will make an appearance over there for you, and we'll see how many people we can pull together, okay?
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to pull myself out of here. I'm going to let Landon do a little exhibition on his game, so enjoy. Good luck, Landon.
Thank you. Okay, so jumping with this ball is actually a very easy thing to jump. You don't actually have to put barely anything into it. You don't have to just hit it so hard. You're more than just line up and take your time. And then you don't even have to hit it too hard. And you'll make the ball. And you really just slow down and do things like the right way and just don't rush yourself. Jumping can actually be a very, very easy thing. And you can be in different situations all the time. It's just whether you want to use a jump cue or not. What I like about this, the Fusion, my shaft, I can get a lot out of it, draw and pot that I can get really any spot I really want to. So if I'm in like this situation, I want to get on the 5 ball, I just put it top right, hit it decently easy. It'll come off 3 rails, set it for the 5. So you just line yourself up. Then of course, got to make it. Oops, but I can rack a game of 9 ball, and you guys can see how I shoot. And then here's where it comes to the break cue. The break cue is very, very, very light. So, and they preach, since they're very, very much into science, that the closer the cue ball is to it, the more power you'll get out of it because you're hitting it at a smaller distance. So you just hit it a little bit, like a half tip below middle. And you'll really typically end up where you want open. And you make a lot too, so it really spreads it out. When you're playing pool, even if it's an easy or hard shot, you still gotta take your time on each shot. So very important. And this is one of those situations where you really got to focus on 1, making the ball, 2, getting in the right spot. So a lot of people put top on this, that actually make it come straight off. So you want to put right so it can go right. You can end up right where you want it to end up. And then if you do that, you'll have a pretty easy 9 ball. You just got to make it. That's that. You just really take your time.
Awesome. You did fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm going to let Landon plug his sponsors and also some of his family members. We're all about giving back here at Inside Pool Magazine, and these kids are our future. They do a lot for our billiards community, and some of these people need to be given props. So take it away there, Landon. You're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, so as you guys know, I'm sponsored by OBQ. I get money from that, helps me with junior traveling expenses. They're a really good company. Any queue is a really good queue. They have science behind all their queues. If you have any questions, you can ask me, or you can ask the owners. They taught me all the science and stuff just so I could know everything. So I actually knew what I was using. So I really like that about them. Also, I just recently got sponsored by Kamikaze Q-Tips, got their hat on. I use, not using their tip yet because the shaft I have currently, it's just a shaft because my shaft currently isn't in yet. Getting a different shaft, and then I'm going to put the tip on as it goes. But they sent me free tips, a hat, chalk. They're a really good company too. They have really good tips, and I really appreciate them for sponsoring me. And my support system, my stepdad, my dad, my mom, my grandpa, my grandma, all those people have been so supportive during my whole journey of this, and they've never had anything to say mean or just kept me in it, and they've really helped me. So I really appreciate that.
Fantastic. A big shout out to teachers out in Missouri. What city is that in, sir?
That would be in St. Peters, Missouri.
Teachers in St. Peters, Missouri, we appreciate it, and I'll try to make that tournament. So make sure you send me that flyer so that I can put that on my schedule, sir. This has been Landon Memberg, and it's been an honor, sir. You are definitely a good ambassador for the sport, and I appreciate you coming on tonight and giving us a little bit of a glimpse inside your life. I believe you have a girlfriend out there that you did not mention her name.
Yes, I do. I have a girlfriend. I love her. So, yeah.
Okay. I didn't want her to kill me for not making you do that.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. I appreciate that.
Anyway, we appreciate it, kiddo. And I look forward to seeing you climb. I look forward to you playing over in Missouri at our state championship. You guys make sure you go over to jrbsf.org. These kids are playing in a championship tournament so that they can be placed on a spot in a juniors Moscone Cup event. And this is one of your contenders right here. So look forward to it, Landon. I'm going to run. I'm going to let you go get back to your life. And we appreciate it. Don't forget to send me that flyer, kiddo. And we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Like I was telling you guys, it takes a village to raise these kids, and it also takes a lot of money. And that's the reason why this diva has partnered up with Mako Tips president to help sponsor a lot of these kids so they can get to some of these events. So please go over to the jrbsf.org webpage and look on there that we accept donations. We're also looking for host venues. We're also allowing for sponsorship. So every little bit helps these kids get to fulfill those dreams that they have of being on a Moscone Cup. It also will help fund some of these trips that these kids would like to go on. And it also will help provide equipment like gloves, cues, and that type of thing. So any of you guys out there that have gloves, cues, cue vendors, apparel vendors, any of you guys that would like to join up with us, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. So on behalf of Inside Pool Magazine, Landon, his parents, and all the parents out there, Nick DeLeon as well, we appreciate you guys joining us tonight. I will be live tomorrow with Nick DeLeon. We have 4 kids that are going to come on our show tomorrow. You don't want to miss this one, folks. Miss Sophia Mast is coming on. We have a surprise for Sophia. So anyway, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time. This has been Tracy. They call me the Diva, signing out. You guys have a great night. I'm going to run Landon's video one more time before we leave. That way you can remember this kid, because I'm telling you, this kid's going places. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.